In the last stream, we were working on expanding our create setup. We invested in this rotational speed controller. We added a ton of extra water wheels, and maybe more importantly than anything, we automated the production of cobblestone via this cobblestone generator, and we automated the crushing of that cobblestone into gravel and the sifting of that gravel into all of these resources automatically. And so now, whenever we need iron or coal or lapis or copper, we can just come into this chest, we can throw it down onto our depot, and now that we have a slightly more compact washing setup, we can just take water like this, drop it down like this, and if we place our iron, for example, on like this, it will just get washed into iron nuggets and redstone. Now, between streams, I have gone ahead and built another platform on the backside of the base here. It's the exact same as the platform on this side, like it's the same dimensions, but instead of putting water wheels there, I have placed down some grass, and of course, I have utilized the cow seed to produce a lot of cows. Now, I think I was doing this incorrectly in the last episode, because in the last episode, I did use more than one cow seed, because my cow seeds kept breaking, they kept disappearing. So I think what I was doing previously is I was using my watering can, and then it turns out you can rapidly right-click to make this happen faster, by the way. If you hold right-click, it does work, but if you rapidly right-click, it will grow the cow much faster. And what I was doing before is I was holding Shift and Ultimine, and then right-clicking. And if you do that, it seems like sometimes the seed gets used, sometimes the seed gets replanted, but if you don't hold Shift, if you just hold the Ultimine key and just right-click, from my experience, getting all of these cows, the seed just keeps getting replanted again and again and again, and you don't have to keep making new seeds, you can just keep reusing that one seed continually, which is, of course, much nicer. Now, over here, look at that, our iron is done. In fact, we've made so much iron that we've kind of overloaded the depot there, which is completely fine. Let me quickly craft those nuggets into ingots. Fantastic. And we got 48 redstone as well there, although I see there's no way that that was 2 iron. I think, yeah, some of the iron got placed automatically into the chest there. Something that does happen occasionally if you shift-click the recipe out of the crafting station. If you have at least one of the item in a chest that's adjacent to the station, it will occasionally put the rest of the items in there. So if you're wondering where your items went, that is almost certainly the place. But what I want to work on in today's episode is 2 things. The first thing I would like to do is kind of finish up what we were working on in the last episode, and that is upgrading our altar to tier 3. Once we have that altar upgraded, I then think we can pivot over and take a look at the right side of this main questline here and get a little bit into biomancy, mostly because we need to get diamonds at some point to progress forward. But I also notice at the bottom here that we can use biomancy as a way to produce these nutrient bars. That's actually the mod that the nutrient bars are from. And so if we can get ourselves a primordial cradle, if we can get ourselves a decomposer, some living flesh, a bioforge, and a digester, I think we could look at getting nutritional bars made, which would be ideal for more blood magic work going forward. Now, I do believe we're going to need a lot of flesh to make this work, and I think we can use some of our cows here to provide that flesh, although what I do think we should also potentially look at doing here is getting more wheat so that we can breed these cows without having to use the animal crop every time. Because although the animal crop does work, it does take a little bit of time to water and can it, and you do kind of have to do it manually. And if we already have the adult cows, I do think it's going to make sense just to get some wheat and breed them together. Now, currently, we are using the nature essence to make wheat. It takes 3 nature essence to make 8 wheat, which is fine, but it's not ideal because it means we keep having to use the blood altar. We continually have to use our sacrificial dagger, and it kind of just takes time and hunger away from us. And so ideally, we'd like to be able to just grow some wheat. For that, we're going to have to get wheat seeds. Thankfully, we can run our wheat through the crushing wheels, and there's a chance here, only a 25% chance, but a chance that we get some wheat seeds. And I'm hopeful that if we do get some wheat seeds here, which we didn't, unfortunately, but if we can get some wheat seeds, which of course we should be able to get, we can get more of the nature essence here if we do one of these, 1, 2, and 3, we can hopefully get 8 more wheat, and this should give us a much better chance of getting, there it is, of getting wheat seeds. And I'm hopeful that unlike with the cow seeds, we should be able to shift to make the wheat seeds grow faster, at which point it should be substantially easier for us to get a large amount of wheat to then breed our cows. There we go, we got 2 wheat seeds. And so now let's give this a try. We'll take our hoe, And then over here, I'm going to jump in so I don't have to open that gate, because if I open the gate, all the cows run out. But over here, if I do this and I do this, can I shift to make this grow faster? I totally can. Look at that. Fantastic. And then we can use Ultimate again to harvest, and we get more seeds as a result. And then we can shift some more. We can Ultimate to harvest. And if we just hold down the Ultimate harvest key, we can just keep shifting and keep harvesting for basically an unlimited amount of wheat, which is not already just a good food source, right? We can just use this as a food source initially until we get those nutrient bars going, because it will keep us fed, it will stop us from dying, but it's not very good on the saturation front, and so it's not going to be a very good food source for trying to use the blood altar, but it does also have the side benefit of allowing us to try and breed all of these cows. So I'm just going to go ahead and give all of these cows a little bit of wheat here to try and get even more cows, because I've been told that I need a staggering amount of meat if we're going to get into biomancy. So we can come back and we can breed these guys periodically. For now, though, let's pivot back over and see if we can't upgrade this altar. So the only thing really standing in our way of upgrading the altar is glowstone dust. For that, we need a spout, and the spout is made with a copper casing and dried kelp. So we do have some kelp, although it's not dried, and of course we can harvest more should we need to, but all we should need to do here is pick up our water, quickly light a fire again here, and if we go ahead and dry all of this kelp, that should get us more than enough. And then as for the copper casing, that should be as simple as placing down some wood, stripping that wood, and then I believe just right-clicking onto that wood. I'm going to put the fire out again so that we don't burn our base down, but right-clicking onto that wood with a copper ingot. Perfect. Of course, the wrench here would be ideal for picking this up. Fantastic. And then it should be, boom and boom, a spout. Nice. Now, I'm fairly certain that we're going to want to get a depot for the spout as well, like this, so that we can place water into the spout itself, and then we can put the lightning charge onto the depot. The spout will then dispense the water onto that lightning charge and transform it into glowstone. And if we're going to make the tier 3 altar, we do need 4 blocks of glowstone, so we are going to have to get 16 glowstone in total, which might mean that we do have to make 16 lightning charges, which shouldn't be too bad, honestly. That's just 16 buckets of water, which we have, 16 lapis, which is easy enough, 16 blank slates, which is going to be a little bit more tricky, but not too bad at all. It's just a little bit of LP. And then 16 nether quartz is definitely going to be the trickiest part of the whole equation, because we don't have nether quartz coming in automatically. But as we saw previously, we can get that nether quartz by just washing our gold. And again, we do have gold coming in automatically over here. So if we do this and this, we should get a decent chunk of nether quartz that we can use. And there we go. Look at that. We've got a ton of gold nuggets and 34 nether quartz. Perfect. So once again, let's go ahead and just craft that up. Fantastic. We'll throw those in a chest for now. We'll throw the nether quartz away for now as well. Whilst I was waiting for that to wash, I did also go ahead and get some more andesite alloy utilizing the blood altar here. I did craft a little bit of bread to feed us for that. And just like before, all we should have to do here, boom, boom, and boom. And that, I think, is all we need for the depot, right? The depot is just this and this. Fantastic. So, thankfully, unlike some of the other aspects of Create, I'm fairly certain that the spout doesn't require kinetic energy. I think we can just place it down like this, and if we can get the fluid into the spout, it will be able to provide us with glowstone. So, there are a few things we have to do here. First things first, we need to get all of the items required to make all of the blank slates. Now, if we're looking at making the tier 3 altar, not only do we need to get 16 glowstone, which in this case looks like it's going to be 16 blank slates, but we also need to get some more runes. Now, this quest here shows all of the runes possible. For now, we're just going to start with blank runes. So we need to get 20 blank runes if we want to upgrade the altar. 20 blank runes is going to require an additional 20 blank slates. And so in total, we need 36 blank slates, which is going to be a little bit of blood, but it's only 100 LP per, and it's only 36 rocky dirt, which is just dirt and gravel. And of course, we do have a ton of gravel over here that we can shift right-click out, so long as we leave the mesh in there. And of course, as we saw in the last episode, what we should be able to do now is craft our gravel and dirt into coarse dirt, like so, and then we can take that coarse dirt and craft it with a lightning charge to get more dirt. So that's the easy way for us to duplicate dirt. We do still have a little bit of dirt essence, but we are going to run out of that sooner rather than later. We probably should continue to use the easier, cheaper dirt method that is renewable for dirt crafting going forward. But yeah, basically at this point, I think we just need to get 16 lightning charges, and we need to get 36 blank slates, which I think actually should be fine. Let's do this and this. Boom, that's 57 rocky dirt. We'll go ahead and keep dropping this in here. Thankfully, these are incredibly quick. Unfortunately, they're not I think we could automate this if we could get the filters for the pipes, but I don't know if we have what it takes to get these just yet. We totally do. Annoyingly with the pipes, I'm fairly certain that you need to get up to the advanced pipe upgrade before you get any whitelisting capabilities, although I am fairly certain that if we did some storage drawer shenanigans, we could probably look at automating this. For example, if I were to get myself 2 chests like this, and then we were to upgrade these to 2 storage drawers. These are obviously spruce storage drawers, which is not ideal, but if we did this and this, I'm fairly certain that if I put blank slates in here, and we put down some item pipes here, we can then go ahead and use our wrench to set this to extract, and because nothing but blank slates can go into this drawer, I'm fairly certain that we can then put our rocky dirt in here. The problem you run into here is that if you put the rocky dirt in here and you set a pipe to extract, it's going to put all of the rocky dirt in there. It's going to, I believe, let me try that actually, just to make sure that is indeed the case. But I think it's going to move over all of the rocky dirt, which kind of, yeah, it doesn't really work too well, at least not for our current stage of the game. So I think what we'll do instead is we'll take this out, we'll put this back in here. And if we were to go ahead and use our dagger a little bit, after, of course, eating, ideally, some bread. You can use a hoe, yeah, you just get less dirt back. After eating some bread, we can then dagger up. But now, if I put this in, it gets transformed and it gets instantly pulled out. So it just makes it a little faster for us to do this because we don't have to manually pull each and every rune out. We can just put the dirt in and have them be automatically transferred into runes. We're already halfway there at 18. We just need to get another 18 of these, and then we need to slowly but surely, using our mixer, which is kind of hiding back here, we need to slowly but surely craft up 16 of the lightning charges. All right, so we got 16 blank runes in our inventory and a further 20 in the drawer there. That's all 36 of the runes required. And we also have 16 nether quartz, 16 lapis, and 16 blank slates. So over here, I think I can drop all of these in. And then, somewhat awkwardly, because this is pretty far away, but I think we can just kind of take a bucket of water, put that in, and then I'm fairly certain that I can just keep putting these buckets of water in. Not like that, I don't want it on the filter. Although I don't know if it matters too much if it's on the filter, but I'd rather it not be. Shift right click to get rid of it there. But I think now if I just keep putting buckets into the basin, you'll see at the top there, it's going to keep making blaze powder. So all I have to do now is just put in 13 more buckets and 16 buckets of water later. Now all we need to do is just use our mechanical press here to kaplunk all of those lightning charges. And at that point, we should be good to go. We just need to get 16 buckets of water into the spout, which is where things get a little tricky because I'm fairly certain that, yeah, you can't just right-click a bucket onto the spout. Now, there are fluid pipes. I don't know how easy these are to make. The answer is fairly easy, actually. I'm fairly certain that these will work as I want them to. We do need a bit of iron, which is in here. It's unfortunate that this chest here is connected to the crafting station, so if the iron's in here, it will work. You'll see it's available now, but if it's in this chest here, it doesn't work. But either way, we can take this out. We can go ahead and make ourselves 2 buckets. Easy. And then from there, we should have basically everything that we need if we grab the redstone to make a fluid pipe. And then from there, we could do it some kind of tank to allow us to store the water. Now, I think that the seared tank would work. There's also the fluid tank from Create, of course, here, which just requires the copper sheet. And that actually seems pretty easy for us to do. I'm also fairly certain that the tank from Create can be made larger. I think you can make multiple of those to make a bigger tank. Look at that. Boom. Loads of copper and loads of clay. Fantastic. Boom. We want 2 copper plates. 1 and 2. Good stuff. And we should then be able to make a tank. We just need a barrel, which is easy enough. We don't need slabs for the barrel, but that's fine. We'll take those. We'll make ourselves a standard Minecraft barrel. And of course, we will make the tank. Nice. So I think now, if I were to place the pipe down, place the tank down, I can put the water, I believe, oh, you can't, the Create tanks work in the same way. I'm a fool. You can't put water into the Create tanks either. Those are going to be useful anyway because we need these fluid tanks, I'm fairly certain, in the creation of a steam engine. So you'll see it's required there. So it wasn't a complete waste, but if we actually want to extract from this, we're going to need a slightly different tank. The one here, I think, from Mob Grind Utilities, which is just the glass and iron, I think is probably the best way for us to go. This can hold 32 buckets. And if we place this in, like so, we can obviously place in all of the 16 buckets we need, and then we can use our wrench here to set this to extract, and that's going to move the water over into the spout. And then from there, if we put the lightning charges on the base there, you'll see that it pours the water over the charges and turns them into glowstone. And so once again, all we need to do is pump a bunch of water up and into this tank here. 16 buckets in total should do the trick. And at that point, we have all of the glowstone that we need. And the only thing I think standing between us and a higher tier altar is a bunch of regular stone. But as we saw previously, we can smoke cobblestone to acquire regular stone. And so if I just do something like this, we might want to go and get some more cobblestone out of that drawer if there is cobblestone in that drawer, which I'm hoping there is. We also need to keep filling this up because we have 2 more charges left to go, and we need 7 stone per rune. And as we saw, we need 20 runes, so we need 140 stone, which I don't think is going to be too bad. We are going to have to keep this lit, and we are going to have to, just like last episode, make sure we don't put too much cobblestone down at once, because right now we don't have access to unlimited fire, because we don't have like a soul fire. We also don't have netherrack. But once we have 140 stone, we should be good to go. Okay, so it turns out that the campfire actually works here. So the campfire, obviously super easy to make, just wood, sticks, and charcoal, and you can place that down in place of the fire to make the stone. Now, the reason I didn't do this previously is that if you break the campfire, you then have to recraft it. And because we're using one fan currently for both washing and smoking, my thought process was that it would be easier just to use the flint steel. But then people reminded me that we do have the carry-on mod. The carry-on mod is very nifty in that it allows you to shift right-click to pick up things in the game. Things like cows here can be moved more easily with the carry-on mod. But more importantly for us right now, if we shift right click on the campfire, I can then just move that out of the way. Obviously, you want to try and do it without standing in it first, but if you shift right click, you can just move it, and then we can place it back like this whenever, not like this, obviously like this, whenever we want to do any smoking, and then we can just throw cobblestone down on the depot. Up here, this drawer is full. We've got 2,048 cobblestone in this drawer, which we can then draw from to put on here. And so it should be pretty easy, and in fact, we're very close to the 140 stone required. I do believe that in the first episode, we got this coagulated blood, but we have yet to actually transform this into a weak blood orb. To do that, we need 5,000 life points, and currently our blood altar is completely empty. And so I guess what we're going to have to do here is continue to utilize the bread that we have to fill up our saturation, and we're going to have to continue to sacrifice to the blood altar, making sure, of course, that we don't go too far as to die, but that's already almost 2 buckets. I don't think getting to 5 is going to be too difficult, at which point we now do have enough stone to make all of the runes, and over here we have all of the blank slates required as well, and so we just need 5,000 LP in our altar. And once we got to 5 buckets, we just have to throw in the coagulated blood, and boom, we have ourselves a weak blood orb. That was incredibly quick, and so now we can take this, and we should be able to craft the blank runes. Do we have what it takes to make 20 of these? I am fairly certain the answer is yes, so long as we take the runes out of the drawer. Let's try that again. Boom. I don't know why it's not putting all the items in, but if we do this and this, that gets us to 19, and we can do one more for 20. Nice. And that should be everything for the tier 3 altar. So now, what I think we'll do, we'll tear down these drawers because they look horrible because they're made of spruce, but we'll get rid of both of these. And then we need to make our area here a little bit bigger. So we can use the carry-on mod on the altar. That way we don't lose the life points that are in it. And then ideally, we do want to get these runes back because we do still need these runes. If we quickly check the Sanguine Sentium, this book right here, we should be able to see what the blood altar looks like. So the tier 1 blood altar is just a blood altar. Tier 2 looks like this, which is what we had previously. Tier 3 looks like this. It's quite a bit bigger. We also do need to get 2, 4, 6, 8 stone bricks as well to make this work, but we're essentially going to make this a little taller, 1 taller to be precise. So I think what we'll do here is we'll probably have to move our little kelp farm as well, unfortunately. But what I think I'll do is I'll do something like this. I want to make sure we don't lose the runes, which we didn't. Nice. Obviously, we can't move the bedrock. That's going to have to stay there. That's completely fine. I do think we're probably going to move the dark oak here, though, make our ring a little bit bigger. But essentially, we want to place down something here. We're going to move the altar, I think, up by kind of just 1 block. So before it would have been here in the lower level where the new ring is going to be, we're just going to move it up by 1 block. So we're going to put the altar on top of the stone here, and we're going to put the 8 runes like this. Then we can carry on the altar, place that back down over here, and then now the new runes are going to go down around here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we just do that same setup on all 4 sides. So all of these are going to go. That gives us 20 slots in total, and then those 20 slots are going to get filled up with our blank runes. So we do 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And once all of those are down, all we have to do is get our 8 stone bricks. These do have to go, I believe, at least 1 block up. So I think those are going to go here, 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 and here. And we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And then we just top each of those with glowstone. Ideally not like that, because if you do it like that, there's a pretty good chance that can I carry on it? I can't carry on it. There's a pretty good chance that we don't get enough glowstone back. And so now I'm going to have to go and make 2 more lightning charges, which is not too difficult, but is a little bit tedious. All right, so I did this slightly incorrectly. I put these stone bricks too high, and instead of breaking all of the glowstone to then make a ton more, I just moved these runes up. So we were going to have them embedded in the floor, but now we've got them 1 higher up. That's my mistake. But boom, I did make 2 more glowstone to allow us to get that glowstone block, and now we should have what I believe to be a tier 3 altar. We can take it 1 step further just for aesthetics, and we can do something like this, which I think is just going to look a little bit nicer, and I might do the same thing I did before, where I might put another ring of dark oak kind of around the base of this as well. But I believe we do now have the tier 3 altar ready to go, and we can put that to the test by trying to make this furnace, because we have the smeltery controller. It's right here, and right now we don't have enough life points in here, but we can get enough life points, and ideally, if we have some more bread, which we do, only just, we should be able to fill up. And if I put this in, look at that, nice, we get a furnace. And we know it's tier 3 because this requires a tier 3 altar. Cool. So the furnace is going to make our lives just a little bit easier going forward. We can now actually smelt things, which is good. But now that that's taken care of, I would like to pivot over to the right side of the quest book and take a look at the BIOMANCY section. So this is a mod that I've not played with at all, but that looks interesting, to say the least. There's some moving textures here that I'm very concerned about. But anyway, over here we have bone fragments. These are made with nether quartz and nature essence. That is completely fine. We have 4 nether quartz, that's easy enough, and of course we can make nature essence with kelp or seagrass. The only trouble that we're going to run into is a lack of food, but as we've seen before, it should just be a case of shifting over here a little bit until we have a decent amount of wheat, maybe a stack or so. We could also potentially do another quick little bit of cow breeding here, if these guys are ready, which of course they are. I don't know how many cows we're going to need, but I'm going to kind of plan for the worst and just breed as many as I possibly can. And then let's keep getting some more wheat here. Boom, and boom, there is 18 bread. Fantastic. And that should hopefully feed us enough to get us some more life points. We need 3 nature essence. And 3 nature essence later, we have 4 bone fragments. So the bone fragments are used here to make the bone cleaver. It says read description. Bone cleaver is used to obtain biomancy specific loot from mobs that is otherwise unobtainable. Kill animals that seeds of are included in the questbook, I see, to get needed ingredients. So this seems pretty straightforward. It's just 2 sticks and 3 bone fragments, something like this with the bone fragments here, here, and here. That's correct. And so if we were to kill a cow with this, I think we're going to get drops that we otherwise wouldn't get, such as a sinew right here. Now, the first thing that we're actually looking for here, actually, I guess the sinew is needed, but over here, the bile gland looks like it's required to get the decomposer, and the sharp fang is required for the primordial cradle. So it does show, if you press control, that the bile gland can be obtained from these animals, and the cow is on the list there, so the cow will give us the bile gland. The sharp fang, however, is not obtained from a cow. Much to my dismay, cows not notorious for their fangedness, and so there's our bile duct though, which is very nice indeed, but we are going to have to get a different animal, and I believe of the animals listed, also let me see if I can't just like pull these guys over here with the wheat, and then let's escape while they're all facing the other way. But what we should be able to do is summon a wolf. Down here, there is a wolf seed. So the wolf seed is a block of bone. So we are going to need bone meal for this, which I assume we're going to get with the composter, although we could also sift sand, which is interesting and probably a better solution. It doesn't work with the mesh we have, unfortunately. And I don't think we have an easy way of getting bones. And so if we want to get a block of bone here, I do think the composter could be an easy option for us though, because we have so many wheat seeds at this point that getting some slabs, getting a composter, and then just throwing all of our wheat seeds at the composter might not be a terrible way of getting 9 bone meal. We've got almost 2 stacks in our inventory here, and then we've got a further couple of stacks up in here as well. And of course, we can get really as many as we like through shifting. So I think getting 9 bone meal from the composter here shouldn't take us too long. And once we've got 9 bone meal, we can do this, get our bone block, and then from that point on, I think it was just more nature essence, right? Which we can, of course, get from the blood altar. We are missing 200 LP. That is just fine. Although we do want to make sure that we continue to eat here, because sitting around on half a heart is not going to leave me feeling the best. But if we do this and this, we get our wolf seed. And this could take a little while, I guess, because we need to plant the wolf seed, of course, and then we need to use our watering can on it. But we're probably going to want to get multiple wolves. Again, using Ultimine here should get us a wolf that then also has the ability to grow another wolf as well. So I don't know. I guess we can use the carrier mod here to move this out. I don't know if killing the wolf at this stage will get us anything with the dagger, the bone cleaver. I have a feeling that it probably won't. Yeah, I think we're going to have to wait for those to grow. Okay, so we got another baby wolf here, and I've been feeding him some of the raw beef from our cows here to get him to grow a little faster. But it's not great. It's going to take a while, and we're not guaranteed to get a fang from him. So the Twitch chat has pointed out that what we can do here is we can craft bamboo using nature essence. Then from there, we can craft that bamboo into a block of bamboo. And then the block of bamboo surrounded by nature essence gets you panda seeds. The panda seeds can be planted and obviously grown just like any other mob seed. The benefit of the panda seed is that panda seeds can also give you fangs. So if you kill the panda with the bone cleaver here, we can get fangs from the pandas. The benefit, though, is that unlike the wolves that need to be fed meat in order to grow faster, we can feed the pandas here bamboo to make them grow faster, and we can get bamboo from nature essence, which we can, of course, get from kelp using our blood altar. And so it should be a lot easier for us to get and grow pandas than it is going to be for us to get and grow wolves. And of course, the Twitch chat is right here. I forget every time, but we can just shift to grow this incredibly quickly. And then if we just hold down the Ultimine key, we should be able to get all of that all at once. Fantastic. So bamboo is substantially easier. I'm sorry, my friend. You're in the wrong place. Anyone else? Okay, fine. We can't take all of you out. Come on, bring them back in. The amount of times I've had to do this, I need to reevaluate my gate system. Anyway, over here, the panda is ready. So we'll Ultimine, right click. Fantastic. This guy's rolling around. And so we should be able to accelerate the time here quite a bit using the bamboo. So it doesn't take like 20 minutes. It's going to take 20 seconds. That's fantastic. And then once he's ready, we can, of course, use our bone cleaver. And then we can just repeat this process if we need to until we get the sharp fang required for the primordial cradle. It looks like we do have to go through this to get to the decomposer anywhere, which is what's required for the diamond. So he is done. There are a lot of health bars here, and I don't want to die, but look at that. Fantastic. Look at that. We got a sharp claw. Is that what we needed? No, we needed a sharp fang, which it does say we can get from a panda. And so I guess let's try that again. All right, so we're going to go in for take 2 here. We have a second panda that is ready to go. Fantastic. Let's see. Ideally, the whole thing doesn't fall off the edge. That looks like a sharp fang. Nice. Okay, so now we have the sharp fang. We should be able to make the primordial cradle. So it requires a cauldron, which I believe is just this. It is indeed, along with 5 raw meat. It looks like the, oh, we need 2 fangs. That is unfortunate. Raw meat's going to be easy enough for us to get. The second fang either is going to necessitate a second panda, or alternatively, we do have a purpose-built wolf here, which only dropped claws, not a single fang. Okay, fine. I did the same mistake again. I shift then used Ultimine to harvest the panda, and so I'm going to have to get another panda seed, which isn't too difficult, but it's a silly mistake to make. Let me go get another panda. Let's see if we can get another sharp fang, and I'll also do a little bit more cow killing as well to try and get this primordial cradle, and then we'll see if we can't make this thing work. Okay, so it took us like 6 more pandas, but we finally got a second sharp fang, and now have everything that we need to make the primordial cradle. Now, for whatever reason, this has not been liking me lately in terms of clicking stuff in, but there we go. Boom and boom. Okay, so I assume I can just put this down. Offer adequate tribute to the cradle and summon forth primordial messengers of exquisite flesh. So this says to make potion of healing. Wait, I need a potion of healing? It says to make potion of healing, you have to make netherrack from cobble and blood in the spout, then turn it into essence in the altar. From essence, make nether wart and put into the create mixer with water to make awkward potion, add glistening melon to get healing potion, and then spout into a bottle. You can make melon blocks from nature essence. Okay. Right. Not quite sure we need the potion of healing, but I assume it is necessary here. So let's give this a try. So it's saying that we want to do this, I assume. And the potion of healing can be made with the glistening melon. We need the awkward potion. The awkward potion needs the nether essence. The nether essence we can make from netherrack. And netherrack we can get from life essence in the spout with cobblestone. Okay, so over here, this is empty. Can I don't know if I can take a bucket of life essence out of the blood altar. If I might not be able to. I might be able to use the fluid pipe though. So if I were to, for example, take my sacrificial knife and do something like this, we've got a bucket's worth in there. If I shift right click, can I just put this in to get a bucket actually now that I think about it? No, that's going to give me a bucket of water. So I think what I might have to do then is take this, place it down over here, use the fluid pipe like this, and then use our wrench to extract from that. That does work, and once we've got at least a bucket in the tank, we can then take that tank and put it down over here. Again, make sure it's set to extract like that. That's going to bring it over into the spout, and then we just put that over cobblestone, I believe it was, and that's going to get us netherrack. Let me quickly check that again, though, to make sure I got that right. It is indeed cobblestone. That gets us a netherrack, and then that netherrack can be used over here to make nether essence. Cool. And we need enough nether essence to make nether wart, which in this case is 2 nether essence, so we just need to do that one more time. Never mind, it doesn't use a full bucket's worth, it only used 100 millibuckets, and so in fact we have more than enough blood here, more than enough life essence, to make a bunch of netherrack. Perfect. And then we can take that, of course, back up to here, and I don't want this or this. What I want to do instead is get my dagger, do a quick one of these, and I'm not quite sure how much life essence is required here. 1,000, it did seem like quite a bit. 700, not quite 1,000. We could pump backwards. We could take the LP out of there and pump it back into the blood altar, which is probably going to be worth doing at some point in the not-so-distant future, because we are going to want to use that spout again for stuff that's not just blood-related. But real quick here, we should be able to do one more dagger, and that should be everything for our second, and for now, final nether essence. So we just need to craft that with a nature essence. Nature essence we currently don't have, but we can use kelp or bamboo. The bamboo is actually pretty easy to grow compared to the kelp, which needs to be submerged underwater. Once again, we do need a little bit more here. Boom and boom, fantastic. That, though, should be everything for nether wart. And with that, we're one step closer to getting our potion. So I believe it said that we take a bucket of water and we place it into our mixer, and then I'm fairly certain from there we add the nether wart. So from the essence, make the nether wart, and then put it into a create mixer with water to make an awkward potion. So if I take 1 nether wart and I drop it in here, that is hopefully going to make an awkward potion. So this does work, but it needs to be heated using a blaze burner. And the blaze burner is one of those things that we don't currently have. We can make it, though, with 250 millibuckets of life essence and an empty blaze burner. The empty blaze burner, 4 blocks of iron and a block of dried kelp. That actually seems fine. Do we have 9 kelp? We've got exactly 9 kelp. Did we make too much dried kelp earlier? We did. We got 15. Perfect. So in that scenario, we can do this to get our block of dried kelp. We can then take our iron. We do have enough to make 4 blocks of iron. Fantastic. And that should be everything to make the burner, the empty blaze burner. From there, we need to just put that into the mixer with 250 millibuckets of life essence. This is one of those situations where I think what we're going to want to do here is, again, use the tank. So let's do this. Let's set you to extract to take all of that life essence back out. And then if we take this over to here, I'm hopeful that we can, I guess, empty out the water and the nether wart for now. If we put the tank down and we once again extract with the fluid pipe, like so, and like so, that should fill up with essence. It does indeed. If we drop in the empty blaze burner, that's going to get us a regular old filled blaze burner. Fantastic. We can then swap this around. We're going to set you to nothing. Whoops, I did not mean to break my water wheel there. I want to do that. and set you to extract, I can replace the water wheel like so. And before I forget, let's also go ahead and retexture that because it's going to drive me insane if we don't. Fantastic. But once the life essence is back out, we can then go ahead and put this blaze burner beneath the basin. So here, we could probably do with moving this, but let's put the blaze burner like that. And the blaze burner does require fuel. So what we're going to do is we're going to put water back in. We're going to throw our nether wart back in, ideally without falling into the abyss. And then for this to work, we need to provide fuel in the form of anything really to the blaze burner. Wood will work. And boom, we have awkward potion. Nice. Okay, so then once we have the awkward potion, add glistening melon to get healing potion and then spout it into a bottle. So glistening melon, we need to make a block of melon from nature essence. I need 9 more nature essence, which for us now is basically just 9 more bamboo. That's completely fine. The only tricky bit about this is using the dagger because we have such little health, but we can get some more bread and we can get our nature essence. And once we've got 9 nature essence, we can get our melons. And I'm fairly certain from there, you can't craft these, right? No, I think I have to place it and break it. Axe would have been helpful, but that gets us melon slice. And of course, we can then just craft this with some gold nuggets to get the glistening melon. So let's take you, let's do one of these and one of these with the gold nuggets around. Fantastic. And if we throw that glistening melon in over here, I do believe we are going to once again have to provide some fuel to the blaze burner. I think 1 plank will do the trick, and that gets us the potion of healing. Fantastic. And so then we have to get the potion of healing into a spout and pull it down over a bottle. So I think what we want to do here is we want to grab our tank. We want to put the tank back down over here because we want to pull the life essence out of this tank so we can use it again for other purposes. So let's do that. Empty tank. Over here, we're then going to put the tank back down on this side so we can pull the potion of healing out. Once we've got the potion of healing, we then want to take that around over to here, and then we're going to spout that down over the bottle. For the bottle, we are going to need a bit more glass. For the glass, we can just use our smoker. Let's do this. We'll get 32 more glass going. And we do also, of course, have our furnace now, but I do think that this is probably still easier, simply due to the fact that it is already set up and doesn't require fuel. Either it just works, and you can do up to a stack at a time, and I think that's faster than smelting 32 glass. Either way, back over here, boom, 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 gets the bottle, and if we drop that bottle down over here, we should, oh, of course, as soon as we do this and this, we should get a potion of healing. Quite a few of them, I guess, and we've got enough for 1 more as well. Nice, okay, so let's go ahead and figure out, I guess, what that's used for. It does also say that we need to get 8 meat as well. Currently, we have got 0, I think. We might have used the last of our meat on actually making the primordial cradle. So real quick, I'm going to keep using the bone cleaver here just because there might be more. I don't know how many of all of these items we're going to need, but we just need to get 8 beef here, which is not too difficult, actually. We're already at 7 and 8. Perfect. So that's that quest complete. And so now we need to get living flesh. How to use the primordial cradle. Feed the primordial cradle with some meat. I assume about 8 pieces. Use the potion of healing on the primordial cradle full of meat. When the flesh blob spawns, kill it to get living flesh. Okay. This sounds terrifying, but let's have a look. So if I put this thing down, that thing is horrendous. And it moves. Okay, so okay, it's full. So it's kind of like a composter. Then we give it a potion of healing. And then it does say at the bottom there's a chance for the flesh blob to not spawn. But I assume use the potion of healing on the primordial cradle full of meat. 1 more? Do I need another potion of healing on this thing? Oh. Oh, you're the flesh blob. My goodness. What is this? At least it's pretty passive. And there we go. We got some living flesh. Would you look at that? All right. So the living flesh is required for the bioforge. We need slime here. How in the world are we going to get slime? Everything else seems easy enough. We can get more meat. We've got the living flesh. We've actually got a ton of sharp claws. We got loads of them from the pandas. The slime balls, though, could prove tricky. So it looks like we can combine dough with lime dye. Dough's easy enough to create. In fact, I think we have some wheat flour from earlier when we when we ran our wheat through the crushing wheels. And so if we just get a bucket of water, we can then craft that with the wheat flour to get a dough. Nice. And from there, we just need lime dye, which we can get from white dye, which we can get from bone meal, and bone meal, of course, we can get from our composter, like this. And then as for, that gets us white dye, obviously, like this. As for the green dye, then, we just need cactus, which I'm fairly certain we can get from nature essence. So if we look at cactus, we can make cactus from 7 nature essence. And so if we just once again take 7 bamboo here, we would need 1,400 millibuckets of life essence, which should be very doable. And then from there, we can just get all of the nature essence required. My inventory is a little bit full. Let's try and free up a tiny bit of space here. And once we have that, I think we're pretty much good to go. We are going to have to smelt it, of course, but that's the whole point of having that furnace that we worked so hard to obtain. So let's do cactus, boom. And then with that cactus, we want to try and get some green dye, which, as I mentioned, we can do like this, boom and boom. And that should be everything, I think, for the slime ball. And then in turn, I think that's also everything for the bioforge here, because again, we have the claws, and we need 1 more piece of raw beef. We have 1 piece currently, but we need 4 in total. That is not a problem. Let's take this, let's do you, and let's do you to get the lime. Let's craft the lime with the dough to get the slime, fantastic. Then let's grab our cleaver again, and try and get 1 more beef, fantastic. And I think that's everything. Do we have what it takes to make the bioforge? We do. Nice. All right, does the next quest tell us how to use the bioforge? It says you have to feed it some meat, but the best food is a nutrient bar. Unfortunately, we don't have any nutrient bars left, but let's go put this thing down. Oh my goodness. So the digester is what we're after, because I want to be able to make nutrient bars. The digester here is a bioforge recipe. So do I just put all these items in? Living flesh we have. Flesh bits we also have, right? So we've got 7 flesh bits here. I did just use one of my, the living flesh, so I might have to get another one of those, which is fine. We have the potions for that. And I guess we actually have more raw beef in here, which I didn't think about. But we got loads of flesh bits. We got 36 of them. That's fine. We've got bone fragments. Whether or not we got 3 is unknown, but I guess we can get more of those. That's not too difficult. And then elastic fibers, we need 8 of those. We've got some sinew, loads of sinew. The elastic fibers, I believe, we have to get via the decomposer. Interesting. So we can put like our raw beef into the decomposer and use that as a way of getting a chance to get some elastic fibers. The decomposer is up this way. For the decomposer, we need 2 more sharp fangs, which means we'd have to go back to the old panda breeding to get those, which is not too difficult, but is possible. And then what else do I need after that? Then I just need some bile. The bile also acquired by the decomposer as well. It's not the same as the bile duct, which we do, or the bile gland, I should say, which we do have, but we are going to have to go ahead and get this decomposer, I think. But then once we have the decomposer, the nutrient paste here is made in the digester. So we get the digester, and it looks like we can just put kind of anything into it. I don't know what this means here, where it shows like the -1 number, but it looks like we can kind of just wait a short period of time, and we can turn certain foods into nutrient paste, and then we can craft that nutrient paste into nutrient bars, which are going to be not only good food for the biomancy stuff going forward, but also good food for us as well. All right, so I've gone ahead and made a new little platform next to our platform for the pandas, because we had way too many pandas spawn in, walk away, and then just roll right off the edge of the platform, which was not ideal. And so what I've gone ahead and done is just made a few pandas here, bred them to get a 3rd panda. And the plan here is just to kind of breed these pandas, because it takes a long time to grow the panda seeds using the watering can. It's nowhere near as fast as the other options. So the cow seeds grow real quick, but the panda seeds, for whatever reason, take a real long time with the watering can. So what I'm going to do between streams is I'll breed together a few more with these pandas. I'll probably get some more with the panda seeds as well, so we have a decent number of pandas, because it could take us quite a few. It took us like 7 or 8 pandas before to get 2 fangs, and so it's possible it's going to take us quite a few to get 2 more of those in order to get the decomposer. Once we have the decomposer, that is going to unlock the ability for us to get diamonds via these quests here, and also we've got to go this way as well by the looks of it to get this exotic compound. But I'm also very interested in getting down to these nutrient bars as well, so that we can get a more sustainable and just a higher quality source of food. And once that's done, this questline is basically done. We do have to set up like an actual smeltery at some point, I believe, to get alloys, which I believe is something we're going to need for the late game. But as soon as we have the diamond, I think we're ready to move on to the next chapter of the quest book and kind of start working towards this tier 4 altar. There are also things we can do, of course, at this point to make our lives a lot easier. There are things like upgrading the blood altar. We can get different runes. Right now we're just using blank runes, but there are upgraded versions of runes that we can use to make the altar faster. We can use it to get more LP for every dagger use that we use. We can also get like incense altars as well to also make things faster and to increase the amount of LP we get. There's a lot of blood magic work that can be done to make our lives a little easier and to make things better. And I do see that Symbol Storage Network is in the not so distant future as well, which I think will be very helpful for accessing and managing our storage. And so there's a lot for us to do, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of Project Sacrifice there.